Hey everybody, it's Quotes. Long time no see. I wanted to talk about the recent discourse that's come from the most recent Granblue patch. With the buffs to Ferry and Metera, I've been seeing a lot of complaints about how strong and brain dead they are. Now, early impressions like these tend to come off as reactionary and hyperbole to me, and this feels no different. But I don't want to be dismissive of other people's grievances. Instead, I want to explain the problems that Ferry and Metera suffered before the buffs and why these changes were good for them. As a result, I gave a pretty long analysis discussing several topics about Ferry and Metera on my stream, so I decided to cut that into a VOD and upload it here. Apologies in advance, this is a pretty long, unedited video, but I wanted to explain things with as much detail and context possible. As always, feel free to disagree with me and let me know in the comments or otherwise, but don't be mean or I'll cry. Okay. The first thing I want to talk about is when vanilla dropped. We're going to talk about when vanilla dropped, you can read, but I'll talk about why they were so bad. But I don't think people understood how bad they were. This is cutting off, right? Okay, let's live with that. The first and foremost is the obvious answer is Dash Light. Dash Light literally killed zoners. Like, the inability to press your far buttons on people was the biggest thing. Like, I talked to I have a lot of friends that play Ferry, not as many as play Metera, honestly, but that is neither here nor there. But they're like, the fact that you have a button that travels like 2 character lengths plus on block, counter hit, combos, blah blah blah, crushes my buttons. By the way, this is still the worst thing, that it crushes buttons. It still does this, by the way. I don't know why it still does this. It was just like the first problem. That was the first and probably the biggest problem. The second problem is obviously ultimate skills. I know, but that's the same. It's like the same zoner problem. It crushes everything. Ultimate skills. So if you played first original Rising, ultimate skills were ridiculously broken because not only did they have no scaling, now the game has 60% proration on hit, I believe. They refunded meter on hit. So theoretically, if you just ult flip someone and you caught him in the corner, you could do 11k, because by the time you finished your combo, you got the meter back to do a super afterward. So you're zoning, 125 meter combo. So you're zoning people, you make one wrong choice. Seox, Narmaya, Soriz, they catch you with a straight bullet out of nowhere, and you lose the round off of it. This happened so many times. Another thing is, this is a problem that they had in the old game, was there's no meter reversals. They don't have a meter reversal. To be fair, they didn't have any reversals in vanilla. But combine that with the fact that offense is a lot better in this game. Offense is insanely better because close buttons have better frame data. Like, what used to be +1 is +4 or +3. Throws are unreactable. Damage is higher. Your best defensive choice makes you die faster because you have to brave counter, and if you get brave counter too much and you get hit, you take more damage. Another thing was losing rush and overdrive. If you played vanilla, overdrive was probably the most broken defensive choice. So if you play strive, is white wall assault. It is an invincible move. It's not frame 1, but it's invincible and is +4 on block. So if you are any sort of spacing, and unless you are ready to react to the move, the move wasn't that slow. You could spot dodge punish it, but it wasn't that easy. Metera or any zoner, if they were any scared and there was usually just you do rush or over, was it? No, rush is rush. You do your invincible move, you push him away, you're +4, you literally reset the neutral by yourself. Overdrive, another really stupid. These two mechanics are why I quit old Granblue, because overdrive was something you did when you had 100 meter. Your normals did chip damage, and you were immune to chip damage. And I think you did extra damage as well. That means that Metera's arrows, all of them did chip damage. Ferry's normals all did chip damage. In order to get the overdrive mode lasted forever. It counted down your 100 meter, but it literally lasted for 2 minutes. The only way you can negate it is by hitting them, it would take away 33%, or if they just dumped their super. The big thing that made no sense to me is that late teching didn't count as a hit. So you could late tech and you would keep your overdrive. And like it, but the reason I hated that is because it brought the game to a crawl. It was the worst pacing decision ever made, and overdrive literally killed the fun of the game. And finally, I think it's the last thing. Okay. The last thing is, as degenerate and fucked up as Rising is, you have to understand that the characters themselves are stronger in vanilla. Metera had a double overhead. Metera had better combos. Ferry had EX hard knockdown on everything, which means it was super easy for her to run set play from anywhere on the screen. She literally just had to hit you with EX whip and you had to guess. So those combined things, when you make the characters weaker overall, by the way, this is everybody got weaker in terms of individual strengths. They took the weaknesses, they took the strengths of the characters, weakened them, put the power in the universal mechanics, and the universal mechanics are literally meant to fight them. They are meant to make zoners miserable. So obviously they're gonna be bad. I would say on Rising, Ferry and Metera were borderline unplayable. They were that bad. So fast forward to the one-side dominance arc, is what I call it, which was when they did the first set of balance changes, where I don't even know what they buffed or nerfed. I know actually Ferry actually got nerfed because her far heavy was air blockable. Is now air blockable. But any changes didn't really matter. Dash light is still broken, even though all skills got reduced by power a lot. The fact that they still have their weaknesses are too apparent. So I'll talk about this more. Well, no, like, I think it's safe to say that they both got buffed, but the nerf, the singular nerf on Ferry was like weird to some people. And on top of it, even though they got buffed, the buff wasn't enough. It was not enough. They were still pretty bad. I thought that Metera was the worst character in the game. Maybe Vakala was worse. I still think Metera was the worst character in the game. I didn't think Ferry was that bad. I thought she was relatively weaker because she did have good conversions and the side swaps. She could turn her neutral into damage. The problem is that means she plays neutral, and you can't play neutral in Rising. Honestly, you can't really do it. So we're gonna go to CyGames. We're gonna go to CyGames philosophy. At least my interpretation of the philosophy. So Ferry and Metera are two halves of an incomplete equation, and if you read it, you'll see why. But I'll say it just, so people don't have to read, because reading sucks. They both do one thing good, but the other thing not good. Metera is actually well equipped to handle dash light. She has really good far buttons. They're all plus. She can stop ignorant aggression pretty easily. She has good counter poking. She has good counter attacking with her hop. She has all the things you need to stop you in your tracks except damage. She had no way to convert anything into really significant hits. She would have to get really lucky. You just caught a stray butterfly, and okay, you got 30%. So the problem with that is, as you can make 10 rank decisions and Lucilius hits you with the fucking grab throw, game's over. You lost. Everything, all your hard work down the toilet, you're probably in the corner. You probably have to use your reversal or brave counter. You're constantly putting yourself in a losing situation because you made wrong choice. I lost count the amount of times I made a wrong choice. I made 20 wrong choices, but guessed right on one thing and won. That is fine. That is fine. I understand what you mean, that, that's how zoners work. They have to make more choices. But on a scale of, let's say, the ratio of wrong to right choice, I think a normal scale is 3 to 1. I think 3 to 1. For every 3 right choices is 1 wrong choice. Should balance it out. As it was right now, 6 or 7 wrong choices, maybe 8, negated. Or 6 or 7 correct choices by Metera, negated by 1 wrong choice. That is how I interpreted it, as it was. Ferry, on the other hand, the opposite problem, because she has damage, she has conversions from anywhere on the screen, she can side swap, she can wall bounce, she can set up set play, she can do all this. She actually, the only thing she cannot do is play the game. She cannot play the game. She couldn't play the game because all of her negative frames were so bad. Her frame data is on the level of Strive Season 1 Faust. That is how bad the frame data was. It was just terrible. No matter what you blocked or what you did, Dash Light negates you, and you're just handling it. You cannot do anything about it. All of your choices of trying to keep it away negated by Dash Light. So she has all these tools, but no way to implement them. She could not do it. So to the next page. Now is a little carryover on what I'm talking about. CyGames understands this. They're like, okay, we have to be able to let them play the game. We're gonna give Ferry and Metera the thing they lack. So what happened? Ferry has frame data. She has good far buttons. The frame data is great. You cannot just mindlessly run into her anymore. If she hits you with a far lane on block, you can't just dash in on her. She's gonna do it again. She has faster medians. On top of that, the faster buttons improved her combos. So she got even better combos on top of everything. Which means that every mistake is compounded and she gets higher reward. It feels really bad to get smacked in the head by a far light 6 times in a row, but I'll tell you right now, it feels a lot worse to block 6L 7 times and you can do practically nothing about it. So when people are bitching about, when I see the gif of Ferry mashing the fucking far light button, I just think in my head Beatrix doing dash light to them 7 times in a row. It is the same thing. She is literally she's doing to others what others have done to her for over a year. Metera now can combo into her EX arrows from her far light because they made everything 2 frames faster. Before, I watched a lot of Metera play. I watched Ed play, I watched Monarch play. If you wanted any damage, you had to Raging Strike to get anything, that's awful. That's terrible. Why do that's such an important resource to make any significant damage that wasn't like a counter hit or a straight butterfly hit. You had to use a Raging Strike. That's 25 meter and a crystal. That is insane value. That is insanely non-value. But now she can combo into her EX arrows. On top of that, she has situations where she can combo into her EX arrows, a combo into her ult arrow. It wall bounces full screen, hard knocks down. She can set up her butterflies, and now she can run shot. She can actually play her game. She can do her zoning. She can far button the fuck out of you. And this time there's actual word for doing it and being right. So now they are actually playing the game. They're playing the fucking game. They're in the game now. Congratulations, Ferry and Metera. You're in the game. You can play the game. But now because they're playing the game, people are not happy about that. People do not like the fact that Ferry and Metera can now play Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. Next page. Are they broken? Obviously, they're not broken. They still have very, very obvious weaknesses that people are too blinded by hate because they are getting smacked in the face by far lights. Sorry. The biggest problem is Rising players did not fight Ferry and Metera before Dashlight was invented. The way people approach these characters is literally by slamming your face into the wall until you got a high reward. Because slamming the wall that is Ferry and Metera was made out of fucking cushion. It was made out of mattress. It was made out of those really nice comfy feather mattresses that you had to spend $800 for. So you slam your head into the soft and cushy mattress. Doesn't hurt really. Eventually, you're gonna break through the mattress and you're gonna get a reward. Now they replaced it with my bed, the Mattress Firm $50 mattress that with the wooden bed frame and the metal frame that if you keep smacking your head into the wall, you're gonna pay for it. You cannot aimlessly dash light. You cannot just hold up. You cannot just dump your neutral skips on them because they can actually make you pay now. They do damage. They have conversions. They have ways to facilitate offense through their defense. Is this shit that Seahawks opposite? He says defense to offense or some shit. I remember he does that shit. I forgot what movie it was though. So, because people don't know the basics of fighting these characters outside of, you know, dash light or neutral skip, they're like, the character's broken. Holy fucking shit. They're ruining the game. This shit's so ass. I can't believe I have to actually, you know, respect zoners in a fighting game. How can CyGames do this to me? I'm sorry, my friends. You didn't know how to fight them. You didn't know how to fight them. You relied on universal mechanics to carry you, but that is no longer as effective as it used to be. Okay. Okay, so let's continue. Why is Metera just inflated in crystals? Why did her cutoff end at like 11,000 last week? It's because autopiloting Metera is really effective right now because people don't know how to fight the character. Ferry, I think Ferry is similar, but I think Ferry takes a little more execution and precision. Also, she has giga recovery on a lot of things. The margin for error is smaller for her in terms of like interactions. If she whips one of her buttons, she is super negative and super punishable. Metera doesn't really have to worry about things like that. Her shit is fast, it recovers fast. So you can keep APM with Metera kind of aimlessly, and if your opponent is not equipped to handle that, then you're just gonna win. That's it proved it. It showed it. You saw it in the rankings. Metera had like a shitload of rank crystals because a lot of people just didn't know how to fight the character. Another thing I've seen complain about is Brave Counter. People say that these characters should not have things like reversals or Brave Counters. Normally, I would say I partially agree. The problem with that is offense is as good as Brave Counter is, offense is still way too strong. Offense is still incredibly strong. It is incredibly simple. Damage comes way too easily in this game, especially when the damage ramps up as the rounds go longer in the game. Meter gets higher, crystals get lower. The potential for high damage is way too apparent after about 30 seconds. So to say that they should have no defensive choices is like kind of troll if you ask me. So they need Brave Counter, they need Mitos reversals, 8-frame reversals. By the way, Metera's reversal is not that good. It is not that good. A lot of characters can low profile it. I think some characters can just headbutt the arrow, like Caitlyn Diva headbutt the arrow, some shit, I don't know. But they're not great. Metera's DP is not great. On top of that, people get easily frustrated by getting Brave Countered. If you get Brave Countered, you have to, I know you take a little damage and sometimes you get hard knocked down, but you have to take the moment to realize that forcing them to Brave Counter is a victory. It's a victory for you because they have one less crystal, they have one less ways to do damage, because if they want to Rage Strike, they have to use another crystal, and killing them becomes that much easier because you're going to put them in damage penalty if you have a super, or if you do anything to take the crystal away, you put them in life penalty. And every time they bust, like I know how people meme on the Ferry players because they just slam on Brave Counter. You have to accept that, like, it's a partial victory for you. Like, I know it's annoying. Getting Brave Counter is annoying, especially on a knockdown. It's almost always a victory for you, unless if it's Ladiva. If it's Ladiva, that is really fucked. Then you're fucking sad. But that is an exception. Also, getting hard knockdown Brave Counter in the corner can suck. The one benefit I say is that when you fight a zoner, almost always their back is against the wall. So even if you do get hard knockdown, it doesn't mean that much. They don't have fast enough movement to take advantage of it. They can't do the running safe jump that everybody else can, pretty much. the cross level save jump that everyone else can do with hard knockdown. So getting hard knockdown, even if it's annoying, Metera could put out butterflies, Ferry could put out GG. It's still not the worst. It's still not that serious. So we've got that all the way. So I just want to, all right, I want to say this is from my personal experience in front of these characters. I don't want to say that I'm an expert, but I think I fought them long enough to understand how to fight them with, now that they're good and now you can't negate them with system mechanics, there's a few tips I want to talk about. And they're short, they're not fully reliable, but this is shit that I've done. This is how I had to learn to fight Season 1 Ferry. That character was a fucking demon, an absolute demon. You be grateful you have to fight her. Be grateful. Okay. So let me just say with her. As annoying as it is to get hit by her, you have to understand that everything is minus a block. Blocking her is like the best thing you can do. It is the best thing you can do. Because so everything she does, I think she has some specials that are plus on block that push away. She has the drilly thingy that is plus, understand. But most of the time, she's keeping you away with far light, far medium, crouch medium, far heavy. Every time she puts those out and she doesn't cancel into something, it is a giga negative situation for her. So, I might want to pull up my character. I just use I want to use like a very brief example. I'm gonna switch the game. Is this going up YouTube? I could. I don't know if. Don't most of Ferry Buns crush you? Crush her. You crush her. I could put this on YouTube, but I didn't play. I work as an assistant editor, so I'm very particular about what I put up on YouTube now. I want to be clean on my stuff. So to just put up a VOD makes me feel bad, but I think I could. I'll think about it because I'm recording this as we speak. So, but let me just show you a brief example. No, I have 200 subscribers. There's no reason to make a slop channel. I'll just throw it up. It's not a big deal. Where's Ferry? Okay. This is what I'm talking about. When everything she does is negative. The most annoying move in the universe. This shit. Used to be able to do that. Nope, no longer. No longer thing. But you know what you can do? You can do that. This might work. That works. I don't think this works. No, it doesn't work. Too slow. But everything is negative. What is this about? I'm going to bet this is negative on block. Everything can be crushed. Oh my, it's so minus that I cannot press it twice. Like, she's doing these insanely minus buttons. They're annoying, but they all work. So now the obvious flowchart is, I'm gonna do this. Okay, cool. I want to put the picture there, but like, I guarantee you, furries do not. The minus from full screen would be a meme if you didn't play. I saw this, someone posted this. Someone posted this shit. I'm gonna show you. This shit like this is why I don't take people seriously most of the time. Broken move, right? Broken ass move. Broken fucking character, right? Like, broken character. Super giga broken character, can't fight her. She has to. Okay, so let's talk about the baits. Like, sure, if she does that. I think this is plus on block. I would have to check. I don't have my frame data on. How do I turn my frame data on? Frame data. Okay, right. Set to block all. +2. Fine. This is minus 10. This is probably a little worse. -4. All negative except for this. The problem is If she uses that, that's gone. That is gone for a long ass time. That is gone for a long ass time. They do not want to do that. They do not. What they will do is this. Do this. So this is debate the role. I'll let you be the judge. I don't want to talk about fairy grounds. Like, if they're holding that, this is a character with no mobility, by the way. No mobility at all. If you are clocking this, he murders. This minus 10. So it's gigging your turn. So like the whole don't do shit like this, that's minus 15. Because they're afraid, their biggest fear of when they play this guessing game with you is you will punish them. So they will do shit like this, minus 15, this a little less minus 13. Every opportunity is an opportunity to get closer to her. I'm sure you can. I'm not giving you the just react option. I want to give universal options that can be used with knowledge and patience. That is what I'm trying to say. So like, oh, just react it. I don't want to be the just react guy. I want to be the teach you how to fight the matchup guy. That's what I want to do. So the point I'm saying is like, as annoying as everything she does, yes, it is very annoying. I'm very smart. Like this is very obnoxious. These all have counterplays. These all have answers. She is not some giga broken character. She's good now. She is good. She's very good. I think Ferry is arguably mid top. I wouldn't say that. No. She still has too many weaknesses. But she's a very good character now. She's a good character. Metera, also a very good character. But they have weaknesses. They have and that's just literally one weakness. I didn't even finish the page. Let me go back. Can you see? Let me know if you see it. Can you see this? The art of playing around negative frames is lost in Rising because nobody ever had to fucking do it. Nobody had to do it. So now they're lost. They have no fucking clue what to do. All right. Summoning Gigi. Here's the thing. I watch these netplay tournaments, and when I see someone summon Gigi and they do nothing, I'm like, that's a knowledge check. They are too respectful of the character. There are so many neutral skips in this game. There are so many ways. If they do the hover Gigi throw, you can hit them out of it. You can run up, throw it. There's some do. No, some do. Some do. Some do. They do. I watch it. Another thing is they will put the GG behind them. Like they do like a hard knockdown. They throw the GG behind them. It's hard to set up the true set play. The true set play where it's on top of you. A lot of times they want to create a situation where they blow you back, throw the GG behind you, but they can't create set play, but they can put the fear of GG behind you. The thing is her options are very limited. She gets a running overhead, which is good, the good choice, but reactable and punishable, if I'm not mistaken, unless they space it that they overhead you into the GG, then she's safe, which is fine. A lot of people do not do that. Other thing she can do is run up throw. I'm sorry. Run up throw to throw you into the GG. The thing with Ferry is, we go back. She has one of the shittiest run speeds in the game. It is incredible. If you get run up throw by this, then that's a whole other problem. That's a whole other problem. Her pressure is conditional. It is extremely conditional. She has to create it. The only exception I would say is ult GG. There's very little ways to counterplay that move. I don't want to talk about it because I don't think I'm fully confident about fighting that move. But what I will say is blocking, just holding block. She generally, her backdash, okay, her backdash is okay. I don't think it's that great. Just because it backs away from you, like, it does what every other backdash does. Oh, my throat. Also, the last point is if she is full screen and she throws the GG out, if the GG is that far away that it's in front of you, there's nothing wrong with retreating. So for GG to be forced to be blocked into you, she has to keep full screen, which means that she can't get to you by the time GG goes away. What she will do is throw the GG and then run up to you. That means you just walk away from it, jump away from it. She can do nothing but steal space from you. It is a way to get space away from you. But there's nothing wrong with resetting the neutral on this character as long as you understand how to close the gap and how to punish her buttons. It all starts with handling her negative frames. I know that I come from a place of privilege because Narmaya's buttons are fucking amazing. She takes a lot less effort to contest her plus frames, but I'm pretty confident that almost everyone has a way to counteract her far light. I mean, other characters, Kid Jezebel, wall bounce in, or wall hop in, or demon flip, or all kinds of things. Charlotta, fastest jumper in the game. She has all these things to do. I will say, jumping against her is super risky now because her 5M is really good, and she has up dog. Even if it doesn't hit you, it pushes you back and she's safe. Like, she has great anti-air choices now that you have to respect. You have to respect them. Okay, here's the thing. As much as I want to talk about Metera, I'm not confident. I'm not confident in the Metera matchup. I think I'm only like 50-50 against that character. I did write some notes. I don't want to take them. I don't want to speak them as like 100% like true. If anybody has better knowledge on me with Metera, like, I'm always open to it. But this is what I've learned from fighting her from vanilla to now. What I would say is you win against her with your spacing. I think negative frames are not that. She doesn't really have negative frames. She doesn't. A lot of her shit is just plus on block because her arrows are plus, her far light is plus, her hop is plus. All these things are plus. What you have to do is make her just also. I mean, what do you mean? What do you mean when you say that? I don't know what you mean when you say that. I don't know what you mean when you say that. You have to be specific because that sounds like a meme, but I want to treat it like a meme. I sounded like Jennifer Lawrence. What do you mean? What do you mean? Reactor. Okay, here's the thing about that. That is two things. It is spacing dependent. It is meter dependent. I'll tell you why. Spacing dependent is the arrows are what, 12 frames now? Are they 12 or 11 frames? There's a lot of things that you just cannot do a reaction at the range you want to be against her, to hit her at the range. Nothing you do will be fast enough to react to the arrows from that range. So if you want to react to arrows with like a neutral skip or an invincible move or your own fireball, chances are she's gonna stuff you because it is so fast. On top of that, if she has 50 meter, alt arrow is the speed of light. It's low hitting, so you can't even roll it. So anything you do, we will pull up the game again. Once I know where this character is, I can never find her. Brother, where is she? Oh, she is. So I'll use my character as basis. The only reason that worked is because I knew I'm gonna do it. But me myself personally, on reaction, that is gonna happen 99% of the time. This shit is so fast and it slows the screen down. It slows the screen down. So even on the startup, I'm not gonna get through. So even if you do something like this, like, it's still gonna get fucking stuff. If I try, so let's say if she does that. Can I feasibly, from this is the range, my ideal range, I would approach her. That was the wrong skill because I'm very smart. Can I feasibly do this? From this range, I would say range 2. Does not look like it. Can I do a fireball? Does not look like it. Can I do flip? No. I do not trust myself to just skill the neutral away. I don't trust myself to do that. What I will say is, get her to the corner. You see a lot of this. Let's see. A lot of that, a lot of this. So what your job is to find a way to hit this shit. I'll be honest, I'm not really well versed in this art just yet, but yeah, it's hard. I understand how hard it is to do this, but it is possible to find the gap here based on who you are. You could always, if you have a fireball character, when she's trying to do this shit, you can try that. The only I know what you're gonna say. You have to remember this shit. This move is very strong. I agree with you. What are you, jump medium? Jump medium. Yeah, jump medium. But yeah. What I see a lot of let's create a situation where I'm pressuring you. So I'm doing like this. Or I do this. What a lot of materials do will either do that or this. The thing is, if you can peel off your pressure, there are opportunities to whiff punish and space trap this character. So I do this. This is my personal, like I say, I'm not saying this is the right answer, but these are the openings that I see when I fight this character. So let's say she does this. Well, that's not. She does that. That is my opportunity, because they want to stop, because a lot of people just want to do this. They want to do this. Her 2M is a pretty good answer for that. So my philosophy is wait for them to try and check you. When they check you with, if they don't think the 5L reaches, they're gonna bust this shit out. That is your chance. That is your chance. A lot of shit like that. Of course, when you get in, this is all in your favor. Like, when you're in her face, she is super vulnerable because she still has a 6-framer. She has a shitty reversal that's not great. I mean, like, it's great to have reversal, but a lot of people can just go under it. So the idea is you're getting frustrated because if you fail to open her up, she gets access to this, but the most important thing is now this leads, is now this leads to this, and you're back from where you started. So that is probably the biggest point of frustration, the disjoint on that move and how far it hits. Approaching her, when you approach her when she's doing all this stuff, by the way, doesn't reach the screen. Keep that in mind. You don't have to worry about this. I think the number one thing is to just let her use her cooldowns. Even if this whiffs, even if she doesn't use, if you can just delay her cooldown by even a second, that is another chance for you to get in on her, to, you know, because you just need one right choice. So I think another big point of, this is all in the Word document, but I'm just going to show you right now. The biggest issue is when she hits you and shit is like this. The big issue is now when she hits you, she ends a combo into this that. She's that. She now has, how do you do this? She's that. Now she throws her butterflies out, and now literally the screen is hers. The screen is hers now. The most important thing is to do nothing. Yeah, in my opinion, I think doing nothing is huge because the butterflies will go away unless it's this one. Unless it's this one, then it's like, fuck me. Then fucking, I guess I'll die. But a lot of people are trying to, I'm sorry. A lot of people want to keep chasing her down. The thing is, when you chase her down, when those butterflies are out, you are building her win condition, because every hit now becomes much more dangerous, because if there's a butterfly behind you, this doesn't become annoying. This becomes dead. This becomes a fucking full damage combo because the butterfly will hit. You fly in the air. She does her hoppy thing. She's a hoppy combo. You're in the wall. It all ends the combo, and now a butterfly's out. Oh, butterfly is out, and now it's bad. The worst situation is to be put in the corner on a soft knockdown or a hard knockdown, where she can do either that or that. Because now you cannot do brave counter. You cannot brave counter half of her shit because everything is brave counter safe. She can pot shot. She can take pot shots at you. She can do these little buttons. The whole philosophy is to literally do nothing. When this situation, whoa, and there's the team's message. 1 second. Mixes, so when we're watching all down review, I've closed the lock bin so you should have access to it. I don't remember. So I guess I can start this now. Okay. All right. It's good timing. We're about to wrap up. But I just want to... let me get this last point. The most important thing here when she has you in this situation is to not panic and to just wait it out. This whole shit will end. It will end eventually. She's gonna run out of shit to do. And then she will be doing all this, but this still leaves opportunity for you. These things have answers. The hoppy thingy, everything has an opportunity for counterplay here. But the most important thing is to not run into anything or not get hit anything. Don't brave counter too early because this is all brave counter safe. This brave counter, she can shoot the arrow down, bait the brave counter. Like, they want you to act. They want you to act when they're in the corner and when butterflies are out. I'm running a very thin line here. I think we've got over. I think that's pretty much the long and short of the original. I don't know if that was perfect advice, but I think it was pretty good advice. But the point is not to give advice. The point is to make people understand why these characters are fine the way they are right now. And it's just gonna take people time to learn how to fight them. It's literally what it is. You have to learn how to fight them now. You didn't know how to fight. You didn't have to know how to fight these characters before they got buffed. They were literally not playing the game. That is it. They were not playing the game, but in conclusion, they are now playing the game, but they still have very, very glaring weaknesses that can be taken advantage of as long as you have the knowledge how to fight them. And you just, like in any fighting game, when you fight a zoner, you got to be patient.